All right, good morning and welcome to this week's web chat with Vision 33. This week we're going to be hearing from Gopal with Thirdwave Business Systems, and he's going to cover marketing and campaign management using the Thirdwave solution for SAP Business One. As always, we will be taking questions, but we want to save those for the end after the presentation. So if you could use the questions tab on the GoToWebinar dashboard. We'll get to those. You can also enter them in the chat and raise your hand on the dashboard, and we can get to them that way at the end. So without any more delay, Gopal, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Dean. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for attending this session of our Marketing and Campaign Management add-on for SAP Business One. As Dean introduced me, my name is Gopal Viswanathan, and I am the head of product sales at Thirdwave Business Systems. Before we get into the product, I just wanted to give you a brief overview of Thirdwave Business Systems. Long story short is that we've been in the Business One space for quite some time. We were one of the 16 founding partners for Business One in the US. We have about 8 different solutions for the SAP Business One market space, and all of them are certified. Along the years, we've won several awards, including the Pinnacle Award and the SSP Award of the Year. Again, all of this in a nutshell goes to say that we bring quality solutions to the market, and we want to make sure that, and we also back that up with quality support and customer satisfaction. So that is key for us. Before we get again into the one more slide before we get into the marketing and campaign management, is just an overview of our solutions. As you can see, we have several products across various functional categories. Under financial management, we have electronic funds transfer, MICA check printing, and credit card processing. Just so you know, our credit card processing is the only PCI compliant solution in the SAP Business One space. All of these integrate very seamlessly into Business One, making it really easy to use as well. On the productivity side, I don't know if any of you